past, present, and maybe in the future. I mean, the way humans react to things emotionally, intellectually, logically, I don't know. So I tend to think from all sides of a situation. So maybe I look for things that most people wouldn't see. I don't know.
And that is B-Movie Mike's words of wisdom for this special 30th anniversary live commentary for one of my all-time favorite films, The Lost Boys. And I'm your moderator, of course, Pizzell. With me tonight, I've got Rambo Raff. What's going on, Rambo?
Doing well. Can't believe it's 30 years old. I feel old. The fact that this is 30 years old is, man, I must have been like 4 when this came out. So I do feel old now.
Yeah.
But it's a classic film. Definitely one of my, I would say my top 3 favorite vampire movies.
Cool.
It's a good one.
Cool. Also with me tonight's Jay the Stingray. What's up, Stingray?
What is up, guys? Glad to be back here on the Sausage Factory. And I got this on Blu-ray, so more like Jay the Blu-ray, right?
There we go. There we go. What are we drinking tonight, Jay?
It's just some pussy-ass donut shop blend. Not a fan.
Okay. Okay.
So
Weak.
it tastes like pussy or ass?
It's just watered down and weak. Man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You
How many beer of coffee?
How many?
That's a new flavor.
How many little cups of that have you got in that big giant mug?
This is 3 in here.
Okay.
Oh wow.
3 of the whatever size that is.
Okay. Okay. And with me tonight as well is B-Movie Mike. What's up, Mike?
Hey, what's going on, guys? As part of the green room conversation spilled into the live show, there are some things about this film people have said, some observations. I'm maybe not on board with some of them, but we will discuss them as we go. Lost Boys, great film, definitely a film of its era, as I discussed prior to the going live. Very entertaining. I can't wait to watch it. It's been a long time. Was lucky enough to pick up the Blu-ray recently at the bin in Walmart. I was surprised to find out I did not have it in my collection. That was an error that has been rectified. I don't know, top 3, definitely top 10. There's some quality vampire films out there that I've enjoyed over the years. The Christopher Lee vampire films, even though the quality may vary, they're still
there's so much, there's so the well to pull from. You know, when you think of vampire movies or good vampire movies, you know, there's just, 5 of them just kind of come to your mind really quickly. You know, when you think of like other monster movies, like a werewolf movie, it's like, I can think of 3, like, so I mean, there's such a great wealth of vampire movies out there.
Even the pseudo vampire films like Martin from George Romero and
exactly.
Of course, Bela Lugosi. I mean, there's so many iterations of the vampire that I've enjoyed over the years. And this year, the same year that this movie came out, anyway, 87, was the release of Near Dark.
Yep.
Which is a personal favorite of mine, and a little darker and a little grittier than this film. I jokingly refer to these guys as the Glampires because they look like they belong in a glam metal band from L.A., which is not a bad thing. It's of the era. I mean, I was talking to Jay that maybe it would have been cooler, nothing against Greased Up Sax Guy or anything, but if these guys had been like a Sunset Strip metal band that were vampires or something, that might have been cool, but went with the aesthetic anyway.
Well, if the film had came out in the 90s, they'd all be wearing like, ripped up jeans, flannels,
They'll let Chico's on. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, but instead of blood, it would be heroin they would be after.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Unfortunately for them.
That's true. Yes, unfortunately.
Lost a lot of those guys, and then some of them I did admire and did enjoy their music. So.
Yeah, yeah. Well, an interesting way to kind of start this, because we're waiting on a few people, I think, to join us. Is to, we mentioned the fact that there's just so many vampire movies out there, I should say, and so few, like, say, werewolf movies. What is the fascination with vampires? Why are there so many damn vampire movies?
What I can understand is that why are they considered sexy? There seems to be a lot of romanticism with vampirism. A lot of erotica surrounding vampirism.
I think they looked at the idea of being young forever, and that's an
Well,
idea.
the immortality part,
find-
I understand, but the rest of it, I don't get.
Well, it's a monster that still looks human enough, except the, from Dusk Till Dawn style vampire that's all weirded out, in the face and shit.
And I also like the biting on the neck, which can be in some people do in sexual ways without blood. So maybe that's a part of it too. They're kinky, I guess.
Another vampire film I
women out
enjoyed that came out a couple years before Fright Night. Jerry Dandridge was a very suave, seductive vampire.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But now, you mentioned Near Dark. Near Dark took it to the other to the other, end of the spectrum from where Lost Boys were. Lost Boys was very glam. Lost Boys was very, Sunset Strip of the 80s. Near Dark was, down and dirty desert vampires, nomadic, just, No, but at the same time, they were kind of, I don't know if I want to say sexy. Well, the chick was. I don't know.
They were biker chic.
I guess, yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that. They had a sort of sensuality to them, I think, even then, but they were certainly far more. There was nothing glamorous about the Near Dark lifestyle. It was very, it seemed like it was a very difficult life. You know what I mean?
It was a homeless, nomadic, as you said, and predatorial. I mean, they viewed humans as lesser beings and enjoyed toying with them. It wasn't even so much just the killing and the drinking of the blood. It was the domination, like in the bar scene. Well, Bill Paxton just gave a great performance. I mean, it was just, they just had fun with it. They did not give a shit. And their whole thing was just survival, just moving from place to place and rape and pillage and keep going.
Yeah.
Whereas, the Lost Boys was more of an insular location where they were just kind of all together in one spot. It wasn't like they were on the road taking their havoc with them. It was just kind of a known by because at the end, well, we'll get into that, but somebody mentions that, people have known about their existence, but just kind of ignored it type of thing. I don't know. But I call Lost Boys the twilight of the 80s, because even though it's not that generic or not that bad, but they did put glitter in the blood. And Schumacher, of course, was the director, and we've all seen Batman and Robin. So, looking back, there are, flashes of those things in the film. It's not bad. I mean, it's of its era, it's of its time, and it fits, it works, but it's definitely the opposite of what Near Dark or a more grittier style vampire film would be. It's a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, definitely. 30 years of the Lost Boys. Do you guys, we're waiting on somebody, so we're kind of, I don't want to get anybody's hopes up, but Tim Capello will be here shortly. He's actually coming to my home, as a matter of fact. I've got a bucket of baby oil just off to the side of the camera. I will be oiling him up for you guys shortly. He's on his way. But do you guys happen to recall the first time you saw The Lost Boys?
I can't remember a specific time. It was one I watched quite a bit, probably, even on television some. I just grew up with it, watched it quite a bit.
I just knew I had it taped on a VHS tape because we would rent movies and then tape them. And have like 2 or 3 movies at a time on a VHS tape.
See, I didn't get there till I was a little bit older. I wasn't that. Well, we didn't have 2 VCRs was the big problem.
Yeah.
Do you happen to remember the first time you saw Lost Boys, Mike?
I think I saw it in the theater, but I have spoken about my lost years, and the summer of '87 was kind of the beginning of that era for me. I'm pretty sure I saw it in the theater. Now, I know I taped it off of HBO later and watched the shit out of it off of a VHS tape at the party house, but I'm pretty sure I saw it in the theater, but I can't remember for sure.
Well, I've talked about the enormous amount of times I rented the thing from this little convenience store that used to be across the street from where I lived. I would literally rent the tape. Like I'd rent it, take it back, and like re-rent it. I would rent it like on a weekly basis, it seems like. So I mean, I've seen it countless times. I've watched it, I've rewound it, I rewatched it. You know, it kind of, I talked about this in my my 30th anniversary video on my channel about how, you know, I was probably 8, 9, 10 when I first saw it. And I mean, like everything that was cool, everything that I thought was cool at that time was in this movie. The music, you know, just vampires just in general are cool. The style of, you know, Joel Schumacher, the visual style, the way that the characters dressed, the way that they looked, just the look of the vampires was very unique. I think that makeup was very unique. Of course, the quarries. So I mean, it had like everything that I loved in one movie. Now, of course, you know, the sight of the big oiled up guy with the saxophone was something that kind of was like, that's okay. But you know, everything else, I don't think I didn't quite, you know, even I think even kind of as a kid watching that, I was just kind of like, that's odd. You know, what's that big shiny man doing? But
then I just remembered that it was in California, so you know that's normal. I didn't think nothing of it. You know, I figured he was just on stage rocking out, man. They just got a band guy. I was into music at the time. I didn't really, I don't know. It didn't stand out to me. I don't know. That part didn't bother me.
Well, you know, I guess maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Let's see who's watching along with us tonight. English Girl 1334 says, "Where are the rest of the Sausage Factory members?" I do believe Orc is on his way, and the rest of them are they've just turned their back on you. They've just turned their back on Sausage Factory Nation. That's it.
It's as simple as that.
They don't like the Lost Boys. That's why.
Let's see. Max Punishment's watching tonight. He asks, "Is this vid going to be on Pornhub later, Piz?" Perhaps. Perhaps. Holiday Styles is watching with us tonight. Mr. DJ Donnelly's watching with us tonight. Retro Horror. My buddy Chris Wynn's watching with us tonight. Blood Warrior wants to know, did Ort get fired again? No, not yet. Fishy264 is watching tonight. He says he would love to see this movie in the theater with the sound cranked. That would be nice. And Joseph Purdue is watching with us so far tonight. Let's see. Our buddy Red Band Cast. Steven's also watching tonight. How you doing, buddy? If you guys have any Lost Boys stories, please share those with us in the comments section.
So, Piz, I guess everything you like about this film is directly due to Schumacher. Because when he was originally brought in, the Lost Boys were actually 5-year-olds, and the Frog Brothers were 8-year-olds.
Right, exactly.
And
exactly.
It was more of a direct adaptation of Peter Pan. David was actually Peter and the whole 9 yards, and he brought it in and 80s it up. You know, he's really so. For the people out there that have hatred for the mocker, okay, yeah.
You know, I actually really liked. I really liked Joel Schumacher. I liked, of course, I love the Lost Boys. I liked Flatliners. I like A Time to Kill. I like 8mm.
Falling Down.
I like Falling Down.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You know, he's done some pretty good. Tigerland with Colin Farrell. I loved that movie. He's done some pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I saw Phone Booth in the theater, and that was
Phone
impressive.
Booth. Yeah, I loved Phone Booth too. I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, he had nipples on a Batman, but he's still fairly good director.
I agree.
And even that, he admitted it was a toy commercial that he was told to make.
Pretty much, yeah. And you know, and God bless him because Richard Donner was going to direct the kiddie version of Lost Boys, and then he had to he moved on. He said, you know, he got the gig to do Lethal Weapon, so it was his wife's idea to bring in Joel Schumacher, and Schumacher was like, I don't want to direct this little kids movie. Let's I want to direct sexy vampires. Let's 80s them up. Let's glam them up. Let's 80s hairband, glam, accessories, denim, long jackets, leather, riding motorcycles, mullets, and
Yeah, you can't hate Schumacher if you love the 80s.
that's
I
true.
mean, he got the 80s. He understood them. You know what I mean?
I mean, come on, he did DC Cab with Mr. T and Gary Busey in the same
Great movie. Awesome.
In the same movie. Come on.
There you
Seriously. That'll be next week, by the way. DC Cab commentary.
go. That'd be interesting. That would be interesting. That would be interesting.
Just doing some intestinal yoga. Gary Busey, I love him in that movie.
We'd have to find Bruce Lee. The whole finale. Yeah, for those who've never seen the movie, there's a big finale. They have to find Bruce Lee. He's not dead. He's just frozen until the economy gets better, as Gary Busey tells us in the movie.
That's funny.
That's great.
But
Somebody, Max Punishment brings up St. Elmo's Fire. It's been a long time since I've seen that one, but I know that was a big one in the 80s.
That was kind of the one that put Demi Moore on the map. And that was the one that made her a star.
Joe Schumacher directed a Phantom of the Opera movie. I don't know if I knew that.
I bet it was sexy.
I'm sure it was.
Oh, you better believe it.
Let's see. Christopher Wynn says, my mom is a nurse and worked with Diane Weist's brother. She said The Lost Boys was her most fun movie to shoot. Wow, cool.
Wow.
that's really cool.
Retro Horse says he saw The Lost Boys in the theater. He says at that time seeing vampires with the 80s Flock of Seagulls hairdo was a real turnoff. Now it's great nostalgia.
I want that hairdo.
See, I didn't think Flock of Seagulls, though. I thought like Motley Crue or Poison or something. I thought more hairband thing.
Yeah, exactly.
The glam
exactly.
bands, yeah.
Somebody mentions The Lost Girls, which The Lost Girls was something that Schumacher was trying to make for years and years and years, and it just never materialized. And actually, Eric Red wrote a prequel to The Lost Boys for Joe Schumacher that was about David and the gang before they became vampires, how they met Max, and Max turned them all into vampires. So, yeah, that never happened either.
I would watch that.
I guess the grandfather character was kind of added in at the last minute. He wasn't in most of the original drafts, which is good because he's a great character. And I think he really kind of adds a little humor to it, punches it up a bit.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Let's check on Orc one last time, see if he is coming. He's
having connection issues, I think.
He says, I need Flash Player. And he's like, let me try Internet Explorers. I don't know.
I saw that too.
I don't know. Let's I don't know.
Yeah, if he's doing Firefox doesn't work well with Google Plus anymore. So like Fireflies just won't do it. So Orc, yeah. I use Internet Explorer and it's worked fine for me.
Okay, cool. The movie does have a great soundtrack, Steven. I mean, I love every song on the Lost Boys soundtrack for sure.
Yeah.
Great soundtrack.
Yeah, Echo and the Bunnyman did a really good job on the People Are Strange Doors tune.
Oh yeah, they did an excellent
Fuck
job.
Google Chrome. Fuck Google. Fuck YouTube. Fuck City sites. Yep.
The Orkster has finally joined us. What's up, Ork?
How's it going?
You doing all right?
Yeah, I usually watch Voodoo on like Chromecast or on my console, so I hadn't watched it on my PC in a while. And then it's like, you need the latest version of Flash Player to update and install. And I'm like, oh my god, I fucking rented this fucking movie because I can't watch my Blu-ray or my DVD. About to fucking go ham.
Well, Orc, Sausage Factory Nation's not actually seen your beautiful face in some time. Let us all know what's your health status. How's everything going in the world of Orc?
Pretty good, You meme, you dream, and you live like Bob Dean.
That needs to be a shirt.
Yep.
You meme, you dream, and what was the last one?
You live like Jimmy Dean, I guess.
Okay.
We'll change it up since we're gonna patent it.
So
Hang on, I'm dehydrated as fuck. Hold the phone.
Good memes and nice dreams. There you go.
He's not fired. He's just toting a couple of pink slips. So,
Well, we drinking it out.
he's still around.
It's not store brand. We're going with the Diet Crush, watching
Okay.
those calories,
Okay.
but enjoying the citrus flavor of dankness. It's good. It's good.
Well, Orc, it's good to see you. I know Sausage Factory Nation. We actually had one person fear that you'd been fired again in the live chat, but no, you are here, and you're as dank as ever apparently.
That wouldn't be anything new, too. I usually get fired a lot, so it's okay.
You usually get fired at least once or twice every season.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But
I'm
are
about to
you?
throw my computer out the window, though. You need the latest version of Flash Player because it's not enabled. Just enable all this shit so you can get viruses and get raped on your PC. Wow. It's fun.
Well, have you guys all got Lost Boys queued up and ready to go?
Yep.
Well, let's give Sausage Factory Nation a minute if they're going to watch along with us with their own copy of the Lost Boys. Let's cue all of our discs up to 0.00. We'll get this Lost Boys party started.
In case people wonder when this film came out, it debuted at number 2 at the box office. Number 1 was The Living Daylights. Same weekend this opened.
Oh, what a terrible movie.
I like that James Bond movie.
The Dalton?
Yeah, Timothy Dalton. Got some Dalton hate from.
I'm not a James Bond person, so I'm not the best.
No, that's fair. I'm just messing with you.
I'm kind of not either, but I'm not.
And then for the year, it was number 38 in the highest grossing movies with $32 million total gross.
Now the movie's bigger than it ever was, you know. So, Orc, thoughts on Lost Boys before we get started?
Like the dankest movie of all time. I mean, the saxophone scene. I mean, it kind of makes me want to go gay.
Now, Orc,
sorry.
Got you rubbing your nipples, does it?
now,
Yeah.
Orc, when we get to that scene in the movie, I'm going to need you to refrain from doing anything that's going to get this episode, you know, removed from YouTube or flagged. You know, okay?
So I can't drop my shorts and run around my room like naked and shit.
Sure.
No, don't
We
do
couldn't
that.
see it, so go ahead.
Just turn up your camera before you if you get the urge, just turn up. Well, it'll be
Real
okay. Just turn
talk.
up the camera. And do what you got to do,
You
Little sound
cannot,
on it.
and make sure to mute your microphone too, because we don't need to hear that shit either.
you can't take your shirt off and rub baby oil and get your saxophone by next
Oh,
to you
God.
and play a lot.
Well, I'd be like the obese version. But real talk. Cry Little Sister, I listened to a lot, and then I knew the remake song because that came out when I was in high school. But what's the meme song? Believin' something.
I still believe.
I still believe. Yeah, I knew that from the movie, but I never really listened to it a bunch. So and then you guys memed in the chat, and then I was like, all right, it's a pretty good fucking song. And Jay showed him at Mad Monster Party, so I had that shit on Spotify for 35 hours straight. I was just gaming listening to it. It was pretty dang.
Well, before we get this thing started, Orc, I need to ask you a very, very serious question. Okay?
Okay.
And the answer, the rest of your life could hinge on this answer, Orc, okay? The question is, do you still believe?
I still believe.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get the party
I
started.
still believe. Sorry.
Keep the baby oil. Put the baby oil down. Put the baby oil down. All right, let's count. I'm going to count down from 5, 4, 3, and then we're going to push play. And we're going to rock the Lost Boys. All right.
We're
In
gonna believe.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You got the WB logo popping up for you guys?
Yep. Popping
Yeah.
off, baby.
Yeah.
I don't know about yours, but my Walmart version didn't have a menu. It just kind of went straight into the movie, which I wasn't expecting at first. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Typical fucking Walmart.
Yeah, I know, right?
$7.95 then, because it's not actually $8, but it is.
Remember when DVDs had the interactive menus as a special feature?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Remember when they used to hype that shit up and they were like, with new features in 480p. Oh my god.
Oh shit! Tom Hanks is like, you see Wilson like plopping along like while the menu's up there. I'm like, man, that is cool.
You get mad at someone in your family, they're like,
Future.
did you fucking breathe on the disc wrong? Because it's scratched, man. What the fuck? Doesn't work anymore.
Right off the bat here, I mean, this whole opening thing over the sea and the music coming in, and then you see the
Could it
lost.
be more colorful? I mean,
I know. It's just so cool already.
it's an orgasm of color.
It is. And then you see the Lost Boys walk through that like plume of smoke, and they're just so cool. And Alex Winter's got like a curly mullet thing going on.
I love it.
Bill S. Preston S.
He just needs like a Jerry curl in front. That would have made the movie an Oscar winner.
I think I actually had the Kiefer Sutherland spike, mullet back in the 80s too.
I want that right now. So this is Santa Clara, California. That's not a real place, right?
This
Santa
is
Barbara.
This is called Santa Carla. They
Carl.
were going to set it in Santa Clara, but they didn't want Santa Clara known as the murder capital of the world, so they changed it to Carla. Santa Carla.
Some kind of an event happened in the 70s where that town actually got the name, the murder capital of the world, and they didn't want to go through that shit again, so they're like, nope. Some kind of a mass murder spree or something happened in the 70s there.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it would be cool to visit this boardwalk and be like, this is the Lost Boys boardwalk.
Man. That's why I was hoping Cameron would come on. I know he's been there.
Yeah. Yep. This dude shouldn't have messed with him, man. Security guard should just let them do their thing. Well, and Mike, you'd said earlier that, they're kind of glam, they're not down and dirty kind of vampires, but they're still pretty savage, pretty vicious. You know what I mean? The whole scene with the bonfire here later on in the movie is pretty good. Pretty bloody.
Yeah, maybe it's the age group.
Or
I don't know. You tend to be a little more aggressive at that age, I guess, maybe. Testosterone flying around.
There you go.
Of course, there was a chick involved, the whole love triangle thing,
Mm. So what a great cast in this too. I mean, all the way down.
Mm-hmm. Lovely Diane Wiest.
Lovely Diane Wiest, yes.
Although I'll have to admit, I've never been a huge Jason Patrick fan. In this movie, he's kind of dead-eyed. I don't know. He just he's kind of cow-eyed. He's just kind of there.
He's
I don't
kind of.
disagree with that.
I think he's trying way too hard to be like super cool. You know what I mean? Like
Speed 2 Cruise Control didn't do much to improve my
That's
opinion.
what have you seen Narc? He's really good in Narc.
After those two, no. I was like, I've seen enough.
You should check out Narc. He's really good in Narc.
And Narc's good.
But yeah, I think he sort of he's trying really hard to be super cool. He also does a lot of that, like that kind of half smile, kind of thing like that.
Whatever, Mom.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Yeah. Like, oh, you're a vampire? Whatever. I mean, the Haim. You know what I mean?
That's a hell of a shirt he's wearing, isn't it? Holy
That
shit.
is. That is.
Whoa, yeah.
Rainbow sherbet or something. What the hell?
He definitely picked that outfit out. Matches the sneakers too.
No, man, the whole ensemble. But yeah, in this song, "The People Are Strange" song, the cover by Echo and the Bunnymen, I mean, we're like what 5 minutes into this movie, and it's already just freaking super
Yeah.
cool. You know what I mean? We've had 2 cool songs. We've had just cool overdose.
It's giving you so much exposition in such a short period of time. It's well done too.
But it's such an 80s overdose. It's almost like I feel like I need a shot of insulin or something to counterbalance it.
I mean, I've seen those.
Oh yeah,
That does take me back.
another amusement parks or
Yeah, all over the place. Where it's got the guy sitting there with his arm around you. That's lame.
When you're strange.
Jason Patrick was probably what 35 when he made this movie.
Probably, yeah, probably was, yeah.
So at the time, I'd have actually been like right in their age range, David and all those guys. But of course, the actors are all like 30.
Yeah.
But the characters they play, that would have been kind of my age in that range.
I remember they had said something about they'd interviewed the Coreys about this movie, and they talked about how all the critics in their reviews noted the fact that like Corey Haim did this entire movie with like his mouth open, like he never has his mouth closed in this movie, like he's always,
That's
you know,
funny.
like yeah,
Because his nose is all stopped up with Coke.
that's a good possibility.
Ooh, got him.
Good possibility.
And then on Dream a Little Dream, they moved on to smoking it. So
There you go. Yep. And the grandpa character is so awesome in this movie, so awesome. And I think this was the movie too that I first heard the title, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Man, that shirt, you just,
it's so big too.
I know, yeah, it's like a 3X.
Starting to make me feel ill. It's a little too much. Man, the cinematography in this movie looks good.
I know,
I
yeah.
don't think I've ever seen it on Blu-ray before. I was just like, damn, every shot is well composed. The colors are just popping. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I need a shelf like that in my fridge. Just root beer and ice cream.
One of those old 70s fridges and just like have the whole thing stocked with ice cream and Coke Zero.
What, so is that weed right there?
Oh yeah,
Wow.
Grandpa's grown his own stash, man. Why can I have a grandpa like that? Hey, Mom, I'm gonna go live with Grandpa.
Exactly, yeah.
He's got a rat tail going too.
Like, Mike,
Gotta
why do you
miss
want
the
to spend every
headbands.
weekend at Grandpa's? I just love Grandpa, Mom.
He's so cool.
That's a great line. Read the TV guide. You don't need the TV.
Remember that TV guide? Kids used to not be able to look shit up on the internet.
Yeah.
Have to wait for it. You missed it. You'd be like, God damn it, we're on channel 50. I want to see channel 6.
I was an
Sucks.
avid TV guide subscriber for many, many years.
I think I've
And
said
the
on the
book
show
you get?
before. I was made fun of as a youth for having it memorized because whenever somebody would say, "Hey, isn't there a show coming on tonight?" And I go, "Hey, just ask Mike. He's memorized the damn book."
I keep it calm, work. Keep it calm.
Man, he's just mesmerizing.
He is mesmerizing. Keep your pants on, work. Come on.
This one chick's like wearing lingerie as clothes.
Still believe, dude. More ways than one.
Maybe that's why I didn't notice him. I was too busy looking at the chicks. I don't know.
He's hard to miss.
Like, stop being fucking on, dude. I'm gonna have to go off camera in a second.
You know, Jamie Gertz was always, you know, they wanted like a little blonde surfer chick to play this character, and Schumacher was like, no, I like her. It's great, you know, great casting choice, I thought.
Yeah, if you're ever thinking about killing yourself, which hopefully you're not, but just turn on Still Believe, you know, just bump that shit for like 24 hours straight. Just make you want to just like live, you know, another day.
So just it's like a public service announcement by org.
It is. Believe, don't kill.
So this guy should be doing those PSAs while
You should just show up at high schools, like with like underage kids, and just be like, "I still believe."
We just said no to drugs. We're not gonna kill ourselves.
You take drugs, this is what you end up being. You'll be by yourself in the middle of the street with a saxophone.
The sax man is my drug.
And these movies, it's amazing because it's not like how much money they shot the film for. It's how much of the budget money they spent on cocaine. That's what you got to ask yourself.
Well, when I met Tim Capello a couple of years ago, his favorite stories to tell were all about partying with the gang. I'm sure they did a lot of partying, you know, on set and off making this movie.
Holy shit, a video store.
Oh my God, yeah, video store.
Okay, kids. Back in the day, you couldn't just like download all your favorite movies for free off the internet.
You couldn't
go to Pirate Bay.
Rent them.
Yep.
They had something called video guides. Speaking of TV guides, I mean.
Back to TV Guide. I never got the TV Guide. I don't think I ever actually got to buy one. We got this shitty thing that came in the Sunday paper that was like TV Guide, except it had no articles or anything. It just showed what was coming on.
I'd pick them up from like the grocery store, and it would be like for the month, I think. Usually.
Like that newspaper material, it sucked, but that was my TV Guide.
Okay.
We got the actual little ones that were like the size of a Reader's Digest type thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Same
about.
here.
Yeah, those were cool.
Yeah.
You
Do they even
guys
still make TV Guide?
You guys were living good.
I don't think so.
Okay.
If living good was going to a Walmart and paying $5 for a shitty Reader's Digest fucking
You had those nice glossy pages, man, the magazine style pages. Oh man, too rich for my blood.
I didn't need TV Guide because we had like 4 channels. There were 4 full channels, and 2 of them were the same.
So
we had 3 channels.
I'd take a pilot pen and just fucking circle everything I was watching that weekend. So like, okay, I'm not sleeping till Monday. Go.
We had one of those huge antennas attached to the side of the house. I think we pulled in like 4 VHF and I don't know, maybe 4 UHF. So I think we were 8 or 9 channels. Yeah.
Okay.
Like one of those is like QVC.
It was like you had QVC, the Weather Channel, porn, soap operas. That was it. That was your channels.
How great was the Home Shopping Network and QVC back in the day? Holy shit. Let's meme on that for a second. You can get this rookie Ken Griffey baseball card for the low price of $10,000. One-time offer only.
Or you can do monthly installments for 30 years or something. Yeah.
Yeah, 30 years.
Is Corey Haim wearing a blouse?
He's wearing some kind of long
I'm pretty
jacket.
sure that's ladies' clothes.
Here's the
It's
frog.
got shoulder
brother.
pads and shit in there.
Actually, you're right. They do have that jacket does have shoulder pads. It was the 80s, man.
Shoulder pads for everybody.
Yeah, there you go.
This is when Corey Feldman had all his teeth.
Corey Feldman still kind of looks like that. Still has those Kool-Aid lips.
This is sort of an early example of a comic book fan, now that I think about it in the movie.
You fucking
Think
nerd.
about movies before did that.
Yeah.
It looks like this preppy douchebag that wouldn't know anything about that kind of stuff. And he walks in and he just starts laying down knowledge. So yeah, it's kind of.
And of course, Feldman modeled his performance after John Rambo, all the way down to the little red, bandana.
Bandana.
It works.
You're doing it wrong, bruh.
I thought the little kid vampire was a nice little add-in too. What was his name? Is it Toby or something like that?
Laddie?
Laddie, yes, Laddie.
Oh God, man, you pulled that one out of the air.
Something popped into my brain. I don't know where it came from.
Some things Mike can never forget, like Orc being shirtless.
Orc being shirtless and Laddie from Lost Boys.
That's right,
Good
Brad.
memory.
But
Look
Near
at
Dark,
those legs, man.
Near Dark also had a kid vampire, but he was a pissed off little bastard.
Yeah. He was like 60 years old in a little kid's body.
Watching this movie makes me want to have a shitty old dirt bike again. That's like about to break down.
Yes.
Reading the latest copy of Sad Sack.
It's a comic everyone remembers.
That was one of my
Please don't talk
favorite
about my
comics from the 80s.
circumstances.
You think Grandpa smoking all that dope wouldn't be such an asshole all the time? He's kind of like, don't touch my shit.
Interrupted his flow, man.
Yeah. This is mine. This is mine. This is mine. Don't touch it.
It's like
Mark's my mellow name.
I was sitting here all stoned and happy, and then you fuckers showed up and started touching everything.
Where'd you get that shirt at? The ladies section of the mall.
You're harshing my mellow, dude.
I've got to toughen you up, kid.
You dress like a preppy douchebag, and your clothes are pissing me off.
The woman is dead in the background there.
Yeah, I guess that's their parents. Who knows?
Oh, this shirt. I'll never forget this shirt.
Shirt the movie. What the hell?
The fashions of the Lost Boys.
Jay, that sounds like a PTSD moment. Like I remember that shirt.
They need to do like a They need to do like a runway fashion show just of all the Lost Boys, wardrobe. That'd be awesome.
They've probably already done that. I'm out of ideas a long time ago.
Hopefully the film execs see this and then they make a Lost Boys 4. I want them to just keep making them until Corey Feldman's in a wheelchair.
Well, speaking of those,
Until he's grandpa. He'll be grandpa.
speaking of those sequels, have you guys seen The Tribe and The Thirst?
No.
Yeah,
I
I like them both decently. Yeah.
The Tribe. I hate The Tribe. The Thirst.
That's
I
part
thought was
two, right?
okay. Part two was
Part
The
two.
Tribe. Yeah, that's actually the dude who plays the vampire in that one is actually like Kiefer Sutherland's nephew or something.
Oh, yeah, Angus Sutherland.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The third
Yeah,
one I
that
thought
did-
was pretty good though.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
And the third one I thought was kind of fun. The second one I was just like, oh my god.
That's the one where Tom Savini dies at the beginning, right? The second
Yeah,
one,
yeah,
like
The Tribe.
those
Yeah.
are fucking surfer guys.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Bell Dog only comes back for 3, though, right?
No, he's in both of them.
No, he's in both of them.
He's in like a tiny role in the second one. He's the star of the third one, and I like the third one. I thought it was a fun because it actually stars him and the other guy, which I
Yeah,
forget his name.
the other Frog brother. Yeah,
The
yeah.
only the third one, you think it's like the hot chick is like the main vampire, but then it's some like little emo British kid. Spoiler alert. So that's the only bad part about the movie for me. I'm like, you're the one who fucking turned everybody. You're a little bitch
It's been
boy.
a chilly night out there for Jamie Gertz.
I noticed that. I noticed.
Got a bigger screen to watch this on here, so. But no, I think Corey Haim shows up at the end of The Tribe, right?
Of The Tribe, yeah, he shows up at
Very,
the end
very
of The
quick
Tribe.
scene.
Yeah,
And I don't know if you guys have ever seen that show, The Two Corys or whatever it's called,
Yeah.
a reality show. Like
Yeah.
they make a big deal about that. Like he was getting real bad into drugs again at that period of time, and it was a whole issue on the show, which I'm sure is made up or whatever. But
Yeah.
kind of
Well, they
interesting.
had,
It's supposed to be in part 3, but I think he passed away before
he
they
passed away. Yeah, apparently he was supposed to have had a bigger part in The Tribe, but he was messed up, and even like that. And of course, they probably embellished it a lot for the show, but
Yeah.
even like that small scene that he did, they apparently had to do it 1,000,000 times to get it done.
It's
I have
sad.
nothing against seeing the other films. I was going to pick up the triple pack on Amazon, but it wouldn't have been here till tomorrow, and it would have been a little bit late. So
Right,
I
right.
went ahead and snagged the single.
The third one is fun. The third one's fun.
I'd say you go for a rental on those, Mike.
Yeah.
You're not going to be grabbing to watch those again anytime soon.
No.
But the third one for direct-to-video sequel, I think is actually one of the better ones.
Yeah.
I'm
Fairly,
thinking
fairly good.
the triple pack's only about $9 on Amazon, though, so that's not bad.
Yeah.
Paid 8
Yeah,
for the
the
single.
chicken who's the main antagonist in that one is almost as sexy as the sax guy in this video. I mean, this movie. Almost.
That's okay. That's okay. Don't go too crazy there. This is another great song. I mean, every song in this is so freaking good. I've got the record soundtrack around here somewhere. I should have grabbed it. But yeah. One
Okay,
great
you
song after
have
another.
an actual record.
Yeah, I've got the actual record. Yeah.
There's a song called Cry Little Sister. I know that's a lyric in one of the songs, but that's the one that always gets stuck in my head.
Yeah.
It's a great song, man.
It's a great song. Yeah.
That's a song I think of.
That's the one I always remember when I think of this movie.
Yeah, me too.
Well, that's the one where when Jason Patrick and Jamie Gertz are making love. That's the song that plays over that. So that probably has part of the reason why you remember it so well too.
The band that did the cover of the song, I didn't think was that bad either, but some people really fucking hate it.
Didn't Cannibal Corpse do it?
A bunch of people
Cannibal
have.
Corpse. I'm sure Cannibal Corpse. That was a pretty good Cannibal Corpse impression there, Mark.
It was.
I remember. All right, we gotta talk about this real quick. It's not movie related, but the lead singer plays World of Warcraft. He's at like some like open air festival in Europe, and he's just talking about how much he loves World of Warcraft. But then right after that, he gives someone like a singing lesson or like a growling lesson, and he's like, "You're doing it without a voice," and he's like, "Sorry." Completely.
Anyway, fellas, back to WoW, right? Yeah, WoW's pretty cool.
He's like,
Corpse
"Yeah, the
Grinder.
fucking night owls keep fucking killing me, man. Fuck this."
Corpse Grinder.
Yeah, the
Cool
Corpse
dude.
Grinder. Yep.
When I used to go to Tampa over to Ybor City, there's a club there where death metal started in America. And a lot of those guys hang out there and drink and shit. So I've done shots with a lot of those guys. They're really cool.
Wow, that's cool.
One of the bigger regrets that I didn't. One of the biggest regrets I have with the Sausage Factory, I'd always had it in the back of my mind to do a live commentary for the Lost Boys, like for a summer, kind of thing. And I was friends with Brooke McCarter, who's the blonde vampire. He seemed like a really nice guy, really cool guy. And I was going to see if he would join us and talk about the movie, blah, blah, blah. And I was
That's
like,
him. That's him right there bending down.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, that's him right there. Yep. Really nice guy. Seemed like such a really cool guy. And I was like, I'm going to do it. Let me reach out to him. I'm going to do it. And like the next week, he passed away.
Oh no, I didn't know he passed away.
Yeah, he passed away.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh man,
I was like, damn, why didn't I do that? Like, because why didn't I do that like 2 seasons ago? You know what I mean? Not that maybe he would have done it, maybe he wouldn't, but I mean, it would have been awesome to have him, talk about this scene or any scene in this movie. You know what I mean? Be like, dude, how much blow did you guys do on the set here? Or you know what I mean? How many chicks did you guys, bring back to the set? But. Yeah, and actually, of course, Corey Haim passed away. Edward Herman has passed away. So
man, what?
Quite a few
He died of
people-
liver failure.
yeah, I forget. Yeah, I forget. just complications, I think, from something. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, he had some sort of disease, I believe.
yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't realize that.
Chris Wynn wants to know what's the story with Sam having that poster of Rob Lowe in his room. That was because Joel Schumacher had just worked with Rob Lowe on what was it?
St.
St.
Elmo's
Elmo's
Fire.
St. Elmo's Fire. So that was a Joel Schumacher thing. But hey, isn't that Molly Ringwald back there on the other wall? Yeah, that's Molly Ringwald back there on the other wall. So it's balanced out. He's got a dude on one wall. He's got a chick on the other wall.
TSF announcement. It's okay to be gay. Like Cole. Ah!
Once again, another public service announcement by.
Thank you. So Rambo, what's the drink of choice today? And Rambo's refreshing segment of dankness.
Like always, it's the Mellow Yellow.
Okay, what would you do? We got to have another meme here. If they just stop making Mellow Yellow because they're taking my Coke Zero away. What the fuck would you do?
Hold on, though.
You're taking your Coke Zero?
That's not an appropriate Rob Lowe poster to have on your wall if you're a heterosexual boy. I mean, nothing against if he's not.
Well, maybe he's
that's not realistic, man.
maybe his character was just a big Rob Lowe fan.
If you love Rob Lowe, that's cool, but he's not going to be doing that.
I mean, Rob Lowe was big back in the 80s, man. Rob Lowe was huge.
Yeah, but
that's not realistic. I like that.
That's like having a Wham poster on his wall or some shit, man.
Richard Simmons.
You put the boom boom into my mind.
Well, I'm pretty sure at one time I had a Judas Priest poster.
Yeah, but was he pulling his shirt up and like licking his lips and stuff? I mean, no.
Well, he was wearing bondage gear. I mean, did you see what Judas Priest wore back in the day? You go to this, there's right out of the sex shops, man.
Yeah.
All right, flashback. Wake me up before you go. Sorry.
Kiefer Sutherland was so freaking cool in this movie. So freaking cool.
Yes.
I mean, the whole outfit, just it's so freaking cool, man.
What's the TV show he was on that he's like really known for?
24.
24. Okay.
I had invited my buddy Garrett, who we've played Friday the 13th with. He's a huge Lost Boys fan. He couldn't make it tonight, but he's actually met Kiefer Sutherland. He met Jason Patrick. He's met like just about everybody that's in this movie.
Did he have anything to say about that, or
just that they were cool to me, you know? So I mean, that'd be pretty freaking cool to meet Kiefer Sutherland in particular.
he's been in a lot of good movies for so long.
Yes, he's been in a lot of good movies.
He was cool as hell back then, though, man.
I was such a fan of his dad, though. The second generation thing, I don't know. It just
he looks like the mirror image of his dad too.
he does.
He does.
You know what I mean? The mirror image.
If he'd rock that beard, he'd look just like him.
Yeah. I'd heard a story that when Kiefer told his dad that he wanted to be an actor and get into the acting business, that Donald Sutherland was so against it, he said, "Okay, you want to make it in this business? I'm going to show you how hard it is. I'm cutting you off." And he went and had to live in his car until he got a job.
I don't think they've patched it up since either. I think they're still kind of at odds.
Well, you know, that would kind of create a rift.
Yeah,
I mean,
I can imagine.
it's like, okay, so you're going to cut me off. You're going to make me change my name. Are you going to denounce me as your son? How far are we going with this, asshole?
I think he just wanted to show him, look, or I think, say, look, you want to get into this business, you got to pay your dues. You got, that's probably, you're not just going to feed off my name. If you want to get in this business, you're going to earn it. So go out and earn it.
Yeah, I can see if maybe you want to see if he's serious about it or if he's just trying to take the easy way out and live off his name. But after a couple of years, after you see that he is actually trying, that's a little different. It's like if your kid asks you to get him a guitar or something. You're not going to rush out and get them the most expensive thing. You're going to get them something cheap, and then if they actually start learning how to play, then you'll upgrade their equipment, right? that's normal, but just to completely, oh, you want to play guitar? Get out of my house. Go live in a dumpster. Yeah.
Well, you don't want the competition, right? You're like, fuck you.
Yeah. What kind of dick move is that? That's kind of extreme.
Well, you know, I thought maybe they, you know, once he'd made it, you know what I mean, maybe they'd patched it up, but I don't know. I mean, you never like see them like photographed together. Like, you know, here's the Sutherlands out hanging out together. You know what I mean?
Playing
Like,
golf with some
here's the
kids.
Sutherlands. You know, here's Donald and Kiefer Sutherland in a movie together. Like, have they ever been in a movie together?
Not that I know of.
I don't think so.
Time to Kill? Were they both in the Time to Kill?
Oh, I'm not sure.
I don't know if they shared scenes, but I think they were both in the movie.
That's true.
Carpenter
They
needs to get on that shit. He needs to stop playing Dead Space 29, smoking weed. He got Jamie Lee and her mom. He needs fucking these two guys. Make it happen.
Well, Kiefer, you know, when you, I don't.
Absolutely.
Kiefer isn't like, you know, when you think of like a movie star, he's not like the guy who jumps to mind, but he's been in so much good stuff, but a lot of like character stuff, like the character he played in near Dark City, and you know, even like a Time to Kill, you know. I don't know. I guess he never was considered like a leading man. Maybe, I don't know. He was in a lot of stuff, and you know, did.
Don't do it, Michael. If your friends jumped off a bridge, would you?
This is the example
I
of
never
that.
felt that advice was ever going to be helpful, but
Yeah, I mean, you're right about Kiefer Sutherland. I mean, whether even just being the voice on phone booth
Yeah.
or Running Days with Lieutenant Phillips. I liked The Cowboy Way with Woody Harrelson,
Oh,
Young Guns.
Oh, Young Guns, yeah, of course, yeah.
he was in Twin Peaks Fire Walk with me around this period of time.
Oh, I forgot about it. I need to rewatch that. It's been so long.
It's not that good.
Yeah, I don't remember being that good.
I've seen
But
it a bunch of times lately. It's not good.
Oh, okay.
I keep thinking it's going to get better, but it doesn't.
I remember Billy Worth, who plays the dark-haired vampire, was on American Gladiators back in the day.
Really?
And I used to love watching American Gladiators. It used to come on like right after school, so I'd get home and like, here's American Gladiators, and like I was like, holy crap, where do I know that? Holy crap, that's the dude from Lost Boys. And he like made it. He either won it all or he finished second place. I don't remember, but I mean, he was like a really good athlete.
Oh, as a contestant.
As a contestant, yeah.
Okay, so he was one of the gladiators. Okay.
No, he wasn't a gladiator. He was a
like
contestant.
Turbo Rocket.
Nice.
But he
Used to love
made
that
it.
show.
He made it really far. He was either won it all or he was the runner up.
Was it like a celebrity edition or something?
No.
Just a regular dude.
That's pretty cool.
So what if this is the end of the movie and the rest of it's just like his dream as he's falling and then he dies at the very end?
That would suck.
See, this is all a dream.
They've done that before. In a movie, yeah.
It's all a Jacob's Ladder scenario.
This is me every morning. I'm just passed out, got my sneakers on like a champ.
Get out of here, Mom.
That's me too, yeah.
Whatever.
Just get me some Fruit Loops. Damn it.
I just realized that he and Diane Weiss have the same haircut. I thought that was her. And wardrobe apparently too.
And that actress there behind Diane Weiss, she had they'd shot a bunch of scenes with her and cut them all out. She's listed in the credits, but like all of her scenes are cut out. I can't think of her name. She was also in Summer School and I think Nightmare on Elm Street 5.
Oh, Chili Joe Mentner.
Yeah, I think
She was
so.
like in The People Under the Stairs. and-
Yeah.
Okay, I see her. Yeah.
Yeah. She had a whole thing, like she had talking parts and everything, and they cut it all out. But her credit's still, pretty prominently in the movie.
Gotta love the classics, man. VHS stores and landlines.
Yeah.
Imagine if you had like caps on your landline usage back in the day. They're like, you can't call China anymore. No.
You remember when like you wanted your own phone line? Like
Yeah.
you always had that one friend that had their own line.
And then like you didn't want to have two like lines in your house because then serial killers would like come and kill you. Never have two lines, bro. Like,
Get off the phone, Mom. I'm gonna call a girl.
he's in the house. Ah.
Don't use the phone. I'm expecting a call.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. Or do you remember the days where it would be like, I've got to use the phone. Well, I'm downloading a song on Napster. You know what I mean?
Give me 12
Sorry.
hours.
That's when it would be like this. It'd be like phone off the hook. Don't call.
My mom would run in my bedroom and be like, honey, I just cut off my thumb making dinner. 45 minutes and then this corn song will be ready, Mom.
Are you?
That is a good one, though. That's a good choice, though.
You'd keep like playing it, and it'd be like there'd be like 1 second more of the song.
Oh, you could like preview it?
Yeah. Back in apps, you can preview it. So it'd be like, internet, and then be like, it's just like you'd get like 1 second more of the song every time.
The old days of dial-up, man.
I don't miss that aspect of it.
No.
Hell, I remember this thing called QuickTime. You
Oh,
would
yeah.
watch that on QuickTime.
Oh, yeah. I remember
I'll
that.
meme you one harder there, Rambo. Floppy disk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now to see those, you gotta watch stuff like War Games or something to see floppy disks.
Mm-hmm.
I think Windows 98, maybe 95 was the first operating system I used.
I think
I was,
mine might have actually been 93 back in.
Shit, I was DOS based before that.
I was a little late to the game.
I think 95 was my first too.
I just know they had some awful computers in our school when I was in like middle school. Just horrible computers.
We had the worst. We had like Tandies that were just green text.
Yeah.
There was no
I remember those.
graphics. There wasn't, and we didn't get them till like 10th grade. It was like one computer class.
You died of dysentery.
My high school was fucking.
Then they came out with penicillin, and it was really great.
My school was fucking awesome because like I graduated in 07, but like you'd go on like all the computer lab computers and you'd be like, okay, is this unblocked? How about this one? Maybe this one? And you're just like, they're like, are you doing your project? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure, yes.
Even that dog Nanook is based on the dog in Peter Pan. Nana, I think the name was. I think
Huh.
that's it.
Cool.
Forgot there was a dog in Peter Pan.
The song he's singing in the tub was a little over the top for me. But
This is Jay's favorite part.
it kind of strengthens Jay's Rob Lowe theory.
This is what Jay does when he's in the bathtub.
Well, who doesn't sing in the bathtub? I mean, come on.
Well, not like that.
Yeah.
And man, if you're bathing and you're not using a rubber ducky, I don't know what you're doing. Okay, maybe I'm alone. Fuck you guys.
So this was all from drinking that blood wine, whatever that was in the bottle.
Yeah, that
See,
was-
he doesn't actually want to attack him. He just wants to strangle him so he'll stop singing. It's a completely rational response.
Yeah, he drank the that was David's blood.
Oh, it was okay.
Yeah.
He was going to ask to borrow the Rob Lowe poster.
I'm having a sexual emergency. I need your poster.
You need to look at your dangly earring collection stat. You're going out with friends.
Oh God.
I'm gonna borrow a blouse.
I need to borrow your 4X shirt with the 3-inch shoulder pads.
Which one? The sherbet colored one.
Exactly.
Orange or peach?
The one that looked like Barney puked on it.
Hey man, I need a tube sock quick. What for? Don't ask.
Don't ask, don't tell. This is actually a movie I'm surprised they haven't remade.
That's
Yes,
true.
that's a good point.
I'm not saying they should, I'm just saying I'm surprised.
For the name alone.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or tried to do
Yes.
some sort of Lost Girls kind of thing.
Mhm.
I mean, I would
Yes.
rather that than a remake, though.
Yeah, yeah.
They would probably do a remake.
If they do it
Lost
right,
Kids?
they do it right. That it would be cool.
What would be the point, though? I mean, they couldn't improve on it. I mean, they couldn't make it better.
Maybe if Eli Roth directed it.
Yeah, have you guys seen the what is it?
No, not yet. Not yet. I know exactly where you're going.
Yeah.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Eli Roth is a true master.
The remake would be set in Venice Beach and be like, "Hey man, I'm a vampire," and be like, "Whoa, that's awesome." It's
I don't know
like,
what the remake would be.
Were you talking about the
Probably.
Death Wish trailer,
Yeah.
Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
that was my homie Willis holding it down in that one. Does it look decent or does it look like a pile of shit?
Shit.
Well, yeah, AC/DC's Back in Black in it.
Oh, wow. Well, that makes anything good.
It's
I
relevant.
like the song, but I don't know why it's in the trailer. She's not even wearing black. I don't know why. It's Eli Roth because Eli Roth's an idiot. It's fucking Joe smoking piece of shit.
Excuse yourself, Rambo. He's a master of horror.
He's a
Man, I bet
master of
the-
bullshit.
I bet the rape scenes are going to be so graphic and brutal.
I'm sure.
He loves
There'll be
that
no rape.
stuff.
There'll be no rape scenes.
Really? Wow.
I don't know. I don't
Man,
know.
I love the Frog Brothers hippie parents that are consistently passed out in the corner. I don't even know if they're alive. I think they just prop them up there so they can keep the job. If you say anything, they'll put us in an orphanage. Shut the fuck up.
We've got vampires to kill. Okay, Orc, if you had the opportunity, if a beautiful, beautiful woman came up to you and said, Orc, I'm going to turn you into a vampire, would you let her do that to you? Eternal life.
Depends how big your tits are.
Eternal life. You never see the sun again, and every night you have to kill somebody for blood.
You know, like this movie is one thing, but when you watch crazy ass movies like Blade, you like really think about it. You're like, okay, if these motherfuckers did exist, like, would you turn? And I'm like, I don't know. If I could still, if you drink more blood than soda, then that's a problem.
Well, what if I drank the blood of animals? Would that be okay, or I'd have to kill people?
Well, you might get rabies.
Gotta
You
kill
don't have
people.
rabies.
Gotta kill people.
What if
Yeah,
I just like
that's
rob
the
blood
twist.
banks?
What if you what? Rob blood banks?
Yeah, rob the blood.
Yeah.
I don't know, what type of vampire would I be? Like an Anne Rice vampire, a Lost Boys? I mean, the type matters.
And then if you're a
That
vampire and you
depends
fight someone
on
who has
you.
AIDS,
That depends on you. Your personality would shine through, but you would be.
But
You
it would
live
all be
forever.
the
You
low,
live
low
forever.
cost of your immortal soul.
Right.
So,
You
yeah,
live.
that,
Right. You'd live forever. No soul, but no sunlight. You're very fallible. Of course, you're very sun kills you. A couple. A sliver of
Oh.
wood in the heart kills you. You know what I mean?
I can handle that. I don't like people enough to drink their blood though, so that's a big problem for me. I don't think I can handle
What
that.
if you're the Count from Sesame Street with that like that kind of vampire? Would that work?
What if you're a daywalker?
What if you would you want to be able to like fly or like turn into a bat or like
Sure.
what would your
What you got?
specific power be if you were a vampire? What would your specific power be? Or
it'd be to just meme harder, just fucking.
okay, you're a
Like, you
meme
could-
pyre then, right? You're a meme pyre.
No, I was gonna have an example from John Carpenter's Vampires. Where the fuck is it? Gotta find the meme. Hang on. Oh, here we go. No, okay, yeah. If you're Wesley Snipes, okay, turn me. But if you're fucking Daniel Baldwin, like, kill me. That's the man. He gets bit in that movie. He's such a pussy.
What about the guy from Twilight?
I haven't seen those movies. Not because I'm Mojo Orc, but I just can't bring myself to be that gay. I know Tiz loves those.
I watched the first one just to see what all the fuss was about. It's laughably bad.
There's a few films.
It's definitely good for a laugh. It's definitely good for a laugh.
I mean, in terms of cinema, it's really, really bad.
It kills me because I love the Blade trilogy, and Blade's one of my favorite films, probably in my top 10 of all time. And to see vampires that shitty just to make money and have teenage girls being like, oh my god, oh my god, it's like, oh god.
I was always team the other one, not
John.
team Fulci.
Mm.
And they had Team Edward and Team Joshua or whatever the fuck.
There's just a few movies I just stay away from just because they look so fucking shitty. Like Battle Royale was awesome, and then I haven't seen any of the Hunger Games. My friend's like, "Here's a UV code, watch it." I'm like, "No, I'm gonna go play Pac-Man." Sorry.
I unfortunately saw the first Hunger Games. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Stick
saw
with the
the-
Battle Royale. That's better.
Yeah, I saw
And
the
like
first one.
the worst thing is when like Battle Royale, I mean not Battle Royale, like any Hunger Games or any of those sequels or any type of movie like that comes out, it's like my Facebook feed is like, I'm at the midnight launch and the 10 o'clock screening, and I'm just like, oh god, please unfriend.
I'm sorry.
Why?
You're there willingly?
Like I can understand it for like Star Wars or Pirates of the Caribbean or even Harry Potter, but just like some of these movies, I'm just like,
The Harry Potter films I actually don't mind. I don't have a problem with them. I haven't seen them all, but the ones I've seen were okay.
I just like seeing them. I saw like the last one or the second to the last one. I just like when the Volda shit, like or whatever his name is, he's like abracadabra, and he sounds like he's gonna sneeze every time. You know that part?
Is the dog's name Nana? Why do I want to keep calling it Nana?
Thor
Thor? Okay.
or Thorn. Thor or Thorn. I think it's Thorn actually.
Yeah, Thorn.
That's your first foreshadowing to this guy.
Spoiler alert: this guy's the head vampire.
Orc.
Sorry. Cry, little pizzle.
I think. I mean, that was pretty good casting. For who would have thought he's the head vampire? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's always good to like actually have a good surprise in a movie. I remember I saw an M. Night Shyamalan movie. I think it was like The Happening or something in the theaters. I know you don't have to tell me. You don't have to send regrets. But I saw it, and then like some guy, he's seen like all of his films up till that point, and he gets up and they like the big reveal that like the wind is killing everybody. He stands up, throws his popcorn and soda on the ground, and he goes, "No fucking shit!" And he just walks out of the.
That's pretty awesome.
I actually was applauding at him. It was
I
awesome.
wish I had done that.
Yeah.
I was pretty much in the same boat, except I was surrounded by like 15-year-old children, and they wouldn't shut the fuck up the whole time.
The
Yeah,
same thing
here's-
happened in
here's
Blade
my-
Trinity.
Here's Mike's song.
Oh man, just straight into raw dogging, huh?
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
Where's the
Rambo,
little
you're
kid at
too
this
young.
point?
You can't watch this, everybody. All right, well, let me see both hands.
Joel Schumacher should direct every lovemaking sequence. There would just be lace everywhere and like slow motion and candle.
I feel like I'm watching like a USA like late night show.
So this part through the clouds, how the fuck do you get a shot like this? Enlighten me. Do you just like send a drone
They
up
had,
in the sky? or
they had
some
drones. They had drones.
I don't think drones can fly that high.
shit? Do they just like attach a camera to like an American Airlines flight, or like how the fuck?
I don't know. Who knows? Probably a chopper. I mean, who knows?
Destination
Camera.
Lost Boys movie set location.
Maybe some
Well,
camera tricks too.
It definitely wasn't CGI for the most part.
That's
That's back
for
when they
sure.
had to force the practicality of it all.
Dude, looked like you just crashed into the side of that mountain. Whoever was filming that.
Yeah.
God damn it, Mike! We don't have a fucking budget for you to stop crashing all these fucking drones. Stop it.
We need another take. You keep killing these pilots.
When did Jurassic Park? I think was '93, but when did CGI really start looking good, but becoming start happening in every mainstream movie or most of them, big budget movies?
Well, it's been up and down, really. I mean, because Jurassic Park looked amazing. Was it 93? And then you get films that come out after it that look like crap, like Spawn.
But
which
when
they
was
supposedly spent a lot of money on the CGI for that one.
Yeah.
And I think it was, but there was some in the late 80s that did have a little CGI touch up, but I think Jurassic Park kind of kicked it off as a viable alternative.
what was the first big year is what I'm asking that you guys remember?
T2 and 91.
Oh yeah.
91.
I think the first time I saw Jurassic Park, that was like the first a big CGI movie. And that was the first one that I remember seeing and thinking oh, that's actually pretty good. You know what I mean? That's pretty impressive.
T2 was big.
Yeah.
I don't really remember. I don't remember thinking that one was
All the
a lot of
T1000 stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the morphing effect is really what it was known for, the liquid Terminator thing.
It still looks good too.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So does Jurassic Park.
Which they learned from the Abyss in 1989 with those effects, those morphine effects.
Oh, really?
Which led to
From which
T2.
film, Rambo?
The Abyss in 1989 with
Oh,
the
yeah.
water and it has the faces on it and such.
James Cameron did that one too.
Yeah.
I guess CGI is kind of like an instrument. No matter how good it is, it depends on the hands of the person that it's in, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Corey Haim is wearing a dress right now.
He's completely out.
He is wearing a dress. 100%. Mom, it's a sleep shirt. Shut the fuck up. You're wearing a dress. I just wear this dress to sleep in.
Hey, Mom, it's your idea to move to California.
Mom, how do I look today? Corey, you look fabulous.
So I guess in essence, this dog is protecting his master during the day.
Yeah.
Is that the idea? Okay. So
He's a hound of hell.
he's
Of
Renfield.
walking the dog and seeing dogs like this try and kill me. That's fun.
Damn, Thorn.
This is the shit that makes me stay inside. And why I'm
Mom,
100
I'm wearing a
pounds
dress. It
overweight.
won't be much help.
I'm guessing they named that for Damien Thorn. That's why they did Thorn,
Yeah.
probably.
It's DMX right there. Get at me, dog.
That dog was pissed.
And that's what happens when you don't have bacon strips.
Very true, Orc. Very
Yep.
true.
Ever got a Rottweiler after you? Just pull up the bacon strips, throw them on the ground, run like a mofo.
So I guess they get a lot of graffiti artists in front of their place. Just
They're all passed out. They don't care.
they don't care. Go ahead, make it prettier. So what vampire films do you guys like that are under the radar that no one mentions? Because I know you guys mentioned that there's a good list of vampire movies, but the ones that not many people mention.
Well, I would have said Near Dark, but I mean Near Dark's kind of really came out into the forefront here the last few years since it got that really nice DVD and Blu-ray release. I think a lot more people know about it.
Yeah.
I think Romero's death kind of shined a light on Martin, but that one was kind of under the radar for a while.
Yeah, Martin. I would definitely say Martin. Oh goodness gracious, my mind's gone blank here. I actually watched Innocent Blood for the first time in probably 10 years, like
That's
a month
good one.
ago. Yeah, I liked it. Oh gosh.
What about What We Do in the Shadows? Or
Oh, What We Do? Yeah, yeah. I love that. I love that.
yeah,
I love that movie.
thought
Yeah.
you liked that one. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
I really like that one a lot.
There's a German vampire film from 2010 called We Are the Night, which is really good.
Well,
Oh,
Let the
okay.
Rat One In. I love Let the Rat One
Absolutely.
In. That's still, love that movie. Even the American remake I thought was okay.
Let the Right One In. It's just like you watch that movie and you're just like, okay, well, I don't usually feel emotional about movies, but you watch that one and you're like, okay, this is different.
Yeah.
Now, I know people know about it, but I don't think John Carpenter's Vampires gets enough love.
That's
I
true.
definitely enjoy that film. I mean, James Woods owns that movie. I mean, he's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
And 30 Days of Night I also enjoyed. I thought it was a pretty cool
Oh,
concept.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was a great surprise in the theater. I had no idea what it was. That was when I was going, like, I'd go see like one movie a week at the theater. Saw that one, and it was awesome.
The movie Vamp, which came out, and I think it may have came out in 87 too, somewhere in the
Grace
87,
Jones?
88. Yeah. Grace Jones is in there. Robert Russler's in there.
And just in case you're wondering, 30 Days of Night, fucking amazing. The sequel, Dark Days, don't watch it. Just kill
Yeah,
yourself.
don't watch that.
The very early Jim Carrey film, Once Bitten, I always
Oh,
enjoyed.
yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I always enjoyed that one too. Yeah.
One of Cleavon Little's final performances, I think.
Yeah.
The sheriff from Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I always liked that movie.
There's a Swedish film called Frostbite that I like a lot. And the Del Toro film Kronos.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Kronos. Yeah.
There's a really good one. Crap, what's it called? Stakeland. I love Stakeland.
Yeah.
You guys haven't seen that one. I've not seen the sequel.
Stakeland or Stakeland 2. Have you seen them both, Biz? Or
I've
just
not
one?
seen the sequel. I love the first one though.
You could skip the second one. It's nothing special. Byzantium is one I like a lot that came out in 2012.
Yeah, that's a Neil Jordan joint.
Park Chan Wook did Thirst.
Oh, the Thirst. Yeah, Thirst. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good genre. There's a lot of good stuff, but I think we can all agree that The Vampire's Kiss is the best.
Oh yeah, of course.
Well, I agree with that.
Do you guys think it was kind of a cheat here that, like, they threw all this stuff at him and, like, he didn't, the holy water did nothing to him, the garlic did nothing to him, you can see his reflection, and then at the end he just goes, don't ever invite a vampire into your home, it renders you, it's like,
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it renders you powerless.
yeah, I always thought that was a little bit of a cheat, but
Yeah.
This guy's like bootleg Harold Ramis, isn't he? Like, Egon's in here, man. What are you doing here, Egon?
Looks like he's been raiding Corey Haim's closet. Nice suit there, buddy.
Yeah, that is kind of a cheat, but I like that, all the common, things associated with vampires don't work.
yeah.
It's like all just BS.
Well, let me ask, why does the grandpa never say anything if he knew what was going on to warn his family?
I think he was afraid. I think he just didn't want to dick with him. They kind of left him alone, so he just left them alone.
Yeah.
Why he smokes so much weed? He's so
What's
afraid.
one old stone dude gonna do against a gang of vampires, right? And who's gonna believe him? They'll be like, "Oh, you're smoking that shit again,"
Speaking of Rob Lowe, I think one that not a lot of people have seen. I mean, they've seen the movie Salem's Lot, but the TV version that was on TNT.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
a really
okay.
good remake, yeah.
Yeah, I like both versions a lot. Let's see, I've got the two people around here somewhere.
Do you have the Blu-ray of that?
Yeah,
Now, did Hooper direct that, or was that Spielberg?
No, that was Hooper though. You think you got Poltergeist?
You guys heard that it's pretty much definite that Spielberg directed that movie, right?
Well, yeah, they had
Yeah.
what was it? The cinematographer's son.
It was
Yeah,
one, of the,
something.
one of the camera guys, I think.
Yeah, one of the camera guy's son was like, "Yeah, my dad told me." Well, what he said was like they were both on the set at the same time. But I mean, it's like why is Hooper even there? It's like if you're going to have both, they're like both on the set, like trying to direct the thing at the same time. But I mean, who are people gonna,
I don't know what it was. It was something about a contract or something where Hooper was doing Spielberg a favor because Spielberg wanted to direct it, but he couldn't for some reason.
Yeah, there was
So
a,
he had Hooper
Yeah.
stand there, and whenever somebody would ask, they'd be like, "No, he's directing it." So he
Yeah,
was kind
so-
of there blocking
and,
for
and,
him.
and hey, I'm sure Hooper got paid well for that too. So hey, more
yeah.
power to him.
yeah, it
Well,
was
makes you
something.
wonder.
You're not able to direct two films during a certain point in time. You have to do one and the other. Like you can't compete with yourself and so forth. They're just part of a director's deal type of thing.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it makes you wonder about stuff like Gremlins, because it's like, did he direct Gremlins too?
I'm sure he's pretty
Oh.
hands-on as a producer, I would imagine.
Yeah. I love the look of the vampires here. It's very different kind of look. Like the placement of the fangs and the eyes and like the ridges on the face and
I just kind of felt like the TV show Buffy the Vampire Slayer kind of borrowed from this movie as far as
Yeah.
the
I
look of the
think so.
vamps.
Yeah, I think so.
Typical forehead stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet those contacts hurt like crazy.
Yeah, those contacts were thick glass contacts. So they could only shoot in those contacts for a very short period of time.
Best vampire I've ever seen in a film was at the end of Blade 1 when Steven Dorff gets all the blood for the blood guides. Come on, bro. Dude, the blood red eyes, the CGI, how fucking badass is that?
That almost ruins that movie for me.
Oh,
that's
shut
stupid,
the fuck
yeah.
up.
I'll have to turn it off before I see that shit.
I think it's cool because like they're like biting people like in the head and the back of the neck and like they scalp one guy and
Yeah, dude.
they're throwing them all in the fire. And the fire, of course,
Oh man, he looks awesome.
yeah, fire's like burning a weird color.
And this was the first movie to utter the phrase "vamp out."
Or as they say in the Canadian version, Vampoot.
That's true.
Sounds classier that way.
Vampoot, eh?
Vampoot.
So which year is the gay year?
Wasn't it the right ear? I think the right one.
ear.
I think it was the left ear.
No, I think the left ear was if you back. I seem to recall back in the day when kids first started getting their ears pierced, they would only get the left one pierced because that one supposedly signified no. I'm cool. It's like I'm feminine enough to get my ear pierced, but since it's in the left ear, that means I'm straight. I'm still straight.
And
So
yeah,
I don't know. I never went down that road.
I have a degree in gayonomics. So left was okay, right was not so okay.
See, I was always so afraid I could never get a straight answer. I did both.
Ooh.
doing both.
Well, I think
Other
it's. I think they say left is right and right is wrong.
And if you had
I think that's the.
I just prefer don't ask, don't tell. I don't care.
But I just feel like, was there a lot of gay guys like getting whichever one is the gay year done? Like, that's right, boys.
I'm open for business.
That's a real like tough choice. Like,
that was like the doorbell.
I just said no.
whatever happened to like handkerchief colors? Like, I want
well,
to.
Jay, you don't have to ask because you had those big hoops on your right ear back in the day.
It was a cruising reference.
I was like, earring or tattoo? I'll take tattoo.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't have to be shy either, man. I mean, you have a Prince Albert, so what are you hiding from? Everybody?
Hell no.
He almost choked on his face.
What are we vaping on tonight, Mike?
That's my usual, my favorite, my standby Jam Monster.
Okay.
Strawberry
What?
toast.
What's the drink of choice tonight, Mike?
I thought maybe you'd gone for like a blood flavored vape for tonight's show.
Oh God.
They didn't have any.
Just
They have some
vape
weed
one.
flavored ones, but they don't have blood flavored yet.
It's
Okay.
flavored like weed. Oh, that's
I guess I haven't used it. I don't know. It's some kind of CB derivative or something. I don't know.
Do they have
Anyway.
peanut butter M&M's flavor?
Doing the do.
Mike's on keto tonight.
OG do.
I did try briefly this custard flavor, this blackberry custard, but it was like horrible.
Uh-huh.
So I just keep it as a backup in case I run out of the good stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, the Jam Monster is good stuff.
Vape Nation, baby, all day, every day. You ain't vaping, you gay as fuck.
Cloud ripping.
You ain't making clouds, then you fucking sad, son.
So I guess that's another PSA from work.
Yep.
Blowing the fattest clouds over here on TSF Nation.
Ripping the fattest fucking clouds. You don't even know.
Don't kill anybody till we get back to you.
And Rambo, you don't have to be so salty. Just because you have a medical marijuana dispensary doesn't mean you have to hide it. Okay.
Oh yeah, dude, I smoke weed all the time. Apparently.
I want to go to Iowa and see Rambo with his headband on, his Rambo headband. I was like, all right, bro, I got the chirpity chirp or the purple dank strank. Which one do you want?
I've never tried it. Maybe I should start.
You never tried weed in your life?
No, but after talking with Orc, I guess I better try it now.
It works a big pothead. We all know that.
Yeah, well, of course.
Yeah, I learned from the master, Pothead Orc. That's where he gets all the memes from.
I just thought you would have.
Memes every hit.
I mean, you got a lot of good places to grow it over there in your part of the country.
Nah, not really.
A lot of good places to grow it up here in Kentucky.
Wank.
No, you don't say it this.
Especially my backyard.
Is it okay if we borrow your car, Grandpa? Fuck you.
We're gonna go kill some vampires, Grandpa!
Your car that looks like a blue marshmallow.
Damn meddling kids.
The Frog Brothers.
This scene right here is why your girlfriend should use birth control. PSA.
It's harsh, bro.
Okay.
More shitty acting from Corey Feldman. I love it.
That's
Give him
really
$2 and a
acting
Chuck
from
E.
the
Cheese
Feldman.
ticket. You're hopefully there.
I don't care what it is. I like it.
No, I've always liked the Corys. I was actually more of a Corey Haim guy because I like Watchers and Silver Bullet and
Yeah, same here. Same here. Yeah.
I like them both. I like them when they're together.
After this commentary, let's pop in Dream a Little Dream, guys. What do you say?
I'm down.
Or License to Drive. I love License to Drive too. I love that movie.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, I used to watch that all the time back in the day too.
So would that be your favorite Corys after Lost Boys? Or
Probably, yeah. Probably, yeah.
License to Drive? Okay.
What was the one it did with Nicole Eggert that was really dark?
Blown Away.
Yeah.
I was going to say Prayer of the Roller Boys, but that's Feldman's not in there. Patricia Arquette is in there.
Yeah.
Did she? Wow.
Yep, that's an early Patricia Arquette role. Her and Corey Haim.
I remember the movies with like him and Cynthia Rothrock. Like Fast Getaway.
Yeah. You meant like those Demolition High and Demolition University movies. Yeah, oh my God. Him and Alan Thicke.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Demolition High,
Yeah.
Around that period of time, I get him and Sean Astin mixed up a little bit sometimes.
I can see that. Sean Astin around the same time did like Toy Soldiers, which was also a school with bad guys taking over.
Okay.
No, that's
That's what I was thinking
movie.
of.
Yeah.
Like Demolition High, same plot.
That's a good movie.
Toy
Yeah.
Soldiers is dank as fuck. Don't front on that shit, son.
Yeah.
What were the names of the main guys in that one? Chip? Was that the? Was
I
that?
can't remember.
Fuck, I can't.
I believe it was Bonk and Skull.
Bonk and Skull.
I
That was
love
cool
that.
too. I think
love
the
that.
fact that they hang upside down, they've got like those bat feet are pretty cool too.
The rat tails are just swinging in the wind.
This is how Mike sleeps.
I was like, keep shining a flashlight in their face. They're not going to wake up.
Yeah, really. Why don't y'all be stupid? make a lot of noise and shit.
They just stole a bunch of yard sale sticks from like signs that they found on the side of the road. Like, this is gonna work.
Yeah, that's definitely balsa wood.
I got to take out Bill first.
Before he can form his rock band with Ted.
Oh,
Wild
man.
Stallion.
Oh,
No way you would have had enough force to put that all the way through him like that.
You're talking about a frog. Man. You're talking about the frog.
well, maybe Jay, if you're looking for realistic movies, then horror is not for you. Okay.
Just saying, he's like a 12-year-old boy who barely even swung that thing. I would imagine it takes a good bit of force to put a stake through a human body.
That
I know what
reminds me.
you're saying, but-
That reminds me of that bit from Bill Still Dawn. Doesn't like Towns of I'm like, they're so soft. Like they just push through. They're just so soft. And from Bill Still Dawn.
Did you guys ever
It
have
reminds
those
me of that.
moments? Like, this is the worst part about being a horror fan when you're growing up and you just have some of your friends over and you just watch like Friday the 13th Part 3. And they're like, man, this could not happen. And I'm like, that's the fucking point.
This scene here where he drags his hand out into the sunlight. He has a tear on his face, and that's from the contact, so they just left it in because they thought it was appropriate for the scene.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So when we see David with the little tears, not that he's crying because his hand got burnt, it's because the contact was fucking killing Keeper's eyes.
I'm looking for it. Oh. That is
And that wasn't planned. That just happened.
Cry, little Kiefer.
That's pretty cool.
Dad disowns you. Oh, we have a guest. What's this little memer called? Fizz?
Oh, this is Marmalade.
Marmalade.
This is Marmalade.
Lady?
Yep. Marmalade got into a fight with my other cat. My other cat took a chunk out of her back.
Jesus.
It got infected, and I had to take her to the vet and get shots and steroids and antibiotics.
Can
And
you give her some
I don't know
Jesus
if you guys can see this big place
Damn.
here on
Holy
the
shit.
back.
Oh, I
Yeah.
just see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this
So
the Lion King in your house? Jesus Christ.
she got her butt kicked because she was bad, and my other cat did not like it.
Street justice.
That's it. Yeah.
And now she's like, all right, yo, I had a shitty day. Piz, where's the meow mix?
Or maybe in this case, couch justice.
Yeah, there you go. See, now
My
this one,
couch, bitch.
this one here has absolutely no fear, and she's just like all over you 24/7. My other cat is very much not like that, very reserved. So she gets up in her face and she lets her have it. And she let her have it the other day. Took a chunk out of her.
Holy shit. There's a whole new meaning to the term pussy fighting.
There you go.
Jesus.
Sam, are you covered in glittery blood? Yes.
I'm sure she's used to that with this boy.
Have you been playing in the glitter again, Sam?
Mom, I need to borrow some of your clothes.
It's the kiss of the spider
I think
woman
he's
post.
pissed at her because she's wearing one of his shirts. You've been in my closet again.
See, because now you think he's crazy. Like Max is totally cool and a normal guy.
Right.
That's why the reveal at the end's so great.
Why is he not working the day shift?
All right, Orcs meme. Real talk, Jay.
The real talk.
All right, real 80s talk. Here we go. We're going to rustle some jimmies. Which do you guys prefer from the 80s? Lost Boys or Fright Night? If you had to pick
That
one,
is a tough
Oh well,
choice.
I'd have.
one to own in your collection.
I'd have to go with Lost Boys, but I mean, I love Friday Night too. It's hard to, I'd have to go with Lost Boys, but I like Friday Night a lot too.
I'd go Friday Night.
I'd go Friday night.
I wish to
It's
God,
I would
close.
go
It's
Friday
close.
night.
I wish to God they'd put out Friday Night 2 on Blu-ray, for God's sake. I mean, my
Yeah.
goodness. Put that thing out already.
Do they actually know who owns
Yes.
it?
It was with Lionsgate. It was released on DVD by Artisan.
Yeah.
Artisan got bought out by Lionsgate. So I mean, Lionsgate owns it, but I mean, maybe there's some other issues there, or I don't know. I don't
Maybe
know.
maybe Vestron will do something. Just then they do Choppy Mall, and that was
They do.
Yep.
Lionsgate.
I can't even find it to like watch anywhere online legally.
Mhm.
I want to like buy
There-
it.
Every now and again, it'll come on cable television in HD.
really?
Yeah, every now and again.
I haven't
Um,
seen that probably since the mid '90s, and I want to watch it again.
wow. Oh, I
Man.
think it's. I don't want to say it's just as good as Friday Night, but I think it's right there.
I think I
I mean,
saw
I
it
like
in
it.
theater and on VHS. I
So
think.
are we talking about Friday Night 2?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Friday Night Part 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw You're So Cool, Brewster the other day. Then I watched Fright Night. It really got me in the mood to watch part 2, and I can't
Yeah.
track it down anywhere.
Well, when we had Slippy on the show last season, he said he was working on a project. He said it was going to make everybody really excited. It was one of the last few movies that had not made the jump, and the movie that came to my mind right off the bat was Friday Night 2. I mean, he wouldn't tell us what it was, but I mean,
Mhm.
I just did that video today about movies that hadn't made the jump, and I think
Yeah.
of that entire list, the one that would probably make the horror fans the happiest would be Friday Night 2. So I mean,
Yeah.
maybe, hopefully that is what he's talking about. It might get a Vestron release. I don't know, but
I figure, is it a rights issue? Is it the music? Is it multiple people that own rights to it, or is it a money thing? Because physical media isn't as viable as it used to be. And I know they're going to sell a core number of units, but is there enough profit in it to motivate them to actually go through the process of doing it?
Mm.
I mean, it could be any of the above. Any of the above.
Yeah.
Like somebody had commented on that video today asking, well, which song or which artist is holding up the rights or is holding up Rad being released? And I'm like, well, it's not just one artist, it's the whole soundtrack. You know, for them to release that, re-release that on Blu-ray, they've got to relicense every song that's in that movie with the artist or with whoever owns the publishing. So I mean, that's good. That's a lot of money right there, and that's for a cult, more obscure kind of movie. You know, not many
Mhm.
companies are going to shell out that kind of money up front for,
Right.
And the same thing's kind of happening in music with that Ronnie James Dio hologram thing that's going on tour. That's bringing out a whole new avenue of revenue for artists, and they're having to rewrite contracts that include other forms of media in
Mhm.
perpetuity for these reasons. Because whenever you change formats, you have to go back and relicense because that
Exactly.
format was not specifically mentioned in the original contract.
Yeah.
Huh.
So you had VHS, but you didn't have DVD, or they didn't think about Blu-ray, so they didn't. So now they're being more forward-thinking in their contracts. So maybe we'll have less and less of a problem with this going forward.
That's why you can find a high def version of Fright Night on television. You can find a high def version of Rad on television, a high def version of The Keep on television, because in the contracts they included, television distribution, but nothing beyond that. At the time nobody was thinking DVD and Blu-ray, but they included television distribution.
That
So-
pisses me off, man. Knowing that it exists out there. Transfer's done, Release a bare bones Blu-ray for $12 and get it over with.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those out there who are interested, who do want to see the film, it is on YouTube.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Friday Night 2. Yeah. I mean, granted, most prefer like me to own it, but it is on YouTube for those who do want to see it, at least until they do release
Okay.
it.
Well, cool. I
did
watch that on TV.
I recorded it off of like one of the movie channels years ago. It's still on my DVR in high def. And then I bought a pretty good quality DVD bootleg at a convention. I think it was sourced from like the Laserdisc and it looks pretty good.
I think it's a Blu-ray overseas. They have it.
It
as
is on
well?
Blu-ray overseas. Yeah. Now somebody was
There you
telling me
go.
in the comment section of that video today that Blu-ray is really good quality.
Yeah. Sadly, that happens a lot.
Yeah, that copy on YouTube looks really good.
Yeah, and it's widescreen. So I mean, they have widescreen copy, they got HD copy. Whoever owns it just.
I'll watch that tonight before it gets pulled off.
Hey, whoever. I think you're right. It would make money. But at least
This scene here with Brooke McCarter in the bathtub was always super cool.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, like watching the movie to completion and then rewinding back to this part and then watching it all over from this part to the end again. As I just thought this part was really cool.
And for those of you interested, it's on Amazon right now for used $43.99 plus shipping.
And that old DVD is not good quality and no, it's totally bare bones and poor quality.
Yeah, it's like a VHS copy.
Yeah,
So basically, what we're telling you to do is watch on YouTube for free and fuck the greedy studios who won't release it.
Well, there's money there to be had. They're just unwilling or oblivious to it. They just don't care.
But I mean, how much would it cost them to make it available digitally? I mean, like just a digital download,
I don't know.
or Voodoo, or however you want to do it.
Right.
Like, Amazon, whatever.
Well, some of them, I think, like The Keep was on Netflix for a while, where you could stream it. The Keep is on Amazon now too, where you can stream it.
Is that what Michael Mann did that?
Yeah, that's the Michael Mann film.
See, that's what I don't get. If they're available to purchase that way, but not on a physical, wouldn't both deal with rights? Because they're making money off it. But digital, it's okay. But if it's physical, it's not. I don't understand the difference.
I don't really understand, to be honest, either. But
yeah, that's how it goes.
I thought the whole thing of putting holy water in squirt guns was really freaking
Yes.
cool.
Yes, it is.
Better here than Bordello blood.
Oh yes. And this whole death by stereo thing. Oh my God, brilliant! Absolutely brilliant.
Good explosion too. What happens? I'm a sucker for bow and arrow fun, so.
We missed the montage with him training with a bow and arrow. That would have been a good scene.
Didn't he use a bow and arrow in The Watchers, or was it a bow and arrow?
I think it was. I know there was a rifle.
Okay, it was a rifle. Yeah, you're right. It was a
I think
rifle.
it's like one of those, like, yeah.
Rambo, you need to make a remix of that song, all right? Vamps on fire.
Yeah.
Just imagine how pissed Grandpa was coming home to like vampire blood everywhere. He's like, "You destroyed my stereo."
Oh yeah.
It was a Toshiba 5970.
I had a Toshiba stereo back in the day, man. It was killer. Killer.
Remember when you'd go into like all the stores, be like, man, that's a badass stereo. Dude, this Magnavox is way overpriced. I can't buy that one.
I remember when people used to go to stores, period.
Or they'd carry the boombox like out to the bus stop.
It's the attack of Eddie Munster here. Why isn't this little kid doing the convention scene? I mean, he's not a little kid anymore, of course, but
Yeah. Hopefully he's still around.
This kid he doesn't want blood, he just wants some Cocoa Pebbles.
There you go.
Dude, if people only understood, just took the time. Right, Jay?
Sure.
He looks like more of a Lucky Charms kind of guy to me than Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, you wearing a Hulk Hogan shirt? I bet you are, aren't you?
Corey,
No,
he'd be
I
like,
wish.
sorry, there's only Fruity Pebbles in this house.
And that's when he freaks out. Comes up.
Rip him, brother. Rip him.
Just waiting for Jay to flex in to see Hulkamania across his chest.
I'm going to rip it.
I guess Corey Haim and the Frog Brothers are just oblivious to all this going on.
Yeah, they're
The
just
hell-
like, yeah.
What did
They're probably
Haim die from again when he died?
It was a heart issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a heart issue, which I mean, I'm sure was from complications from many years of drug abuse too. So
Yeah.
Man,
He
what's
didn't
up
have
with all the
anything-
horns?
he apparently didn't have anything in his system at the time he passed away, but if I recall correctly.
I think it was like prescription medication mainly is
Yeah,
what he was
stuff
doing
like
around
that.
that period of time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
But I mean,
is a problem in this country.
Yeah, he'd done a lot of damage to his body with drugs.
Just be like Grandpa, man. Weed is all you need. Leave the opioids
There you go.
alone. Don't do the pills. No meth.
That's actually a really good solution, but too many people make money off of pharmaceuticals.
Yeah,
Yep.
poor David.
Had the double fangs too. That was always cool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
The canine and the one next to it.
yeah. It was Greg Canham did the makeup effects for this for the Lost Boys, and then he went on to do them for Bram Stoker's Dracula. Which that's another vampire movie I like a lot.
It's really boring to me.
The
like
leads kill me. It's well shot. It looks good, but the actors they chose for the roles just, except for Oldman. Gary Oldman is the best thing about it.
Yeah, Gary Oldman killed it.
The only reason to watch it is because of him.
I was always partial to My Best Friend is a Vampire.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one too. That's a
I
good
hadn't
one
seen
too.
it till recently, but in Leon the Professional, he's such a piece of shit in that movie. I love him.
Yeah, I love that movie. I love that movie.
Oh yeah, I always remember the poster art for that one.
Yeah. That sequence in the bathroom where he like pops those like they always look like Tylenol sinus pills to me. He pops them and he goes into that spasm.
It's another same year as this film. Another vampire film come out,
Oh,
'87.
okay.
What was it?
Blowing up with My Best Friend is a Vampire.
Oh, okay.
Same year as
97.
this.
And you said Near Dark came out in '87, right?
Yep, 87 was a good year for vampires, man.
What year was Vamp?
I wanna say that-
86.
That one was right around the same time too.
I think it was 86.
Arrow put out a really good Vamp Blu-ray. I don't think it's got a
Vamp-
Blu-ray in the US, but
Vampa also had an effect on somebody's career. We would not have had Dolph Lundgren if it wasn't for Vamp, because he was dating Grace Jones at the time. And he was hanging around on set, and somebody was like, have you ever been in a movie? Next thing you know, he's in Rocky. So, yeah.
there you go.
No, I have not. I'm from Sweden. Hello, I'm Dolph Lundgren.
He's like, no, I'm a member of Mensa. Actors are scum.
I was helping somebody out with yard work one day, and I guess someone broke into his house, Dolph Lundgren, and he was like off shooting a movie or doing some like big Hollywood shit, and like he based the people broke into his house and tied up his kids or something, and like wouldn't let them go, and they were like robbing them for everything they had. And then one of them points up to a poster, like a Rocky poster, and he goes, "That's my dad." And then they just basically let him go. I'm not even trolling; it's a true story. Because they didn't want Dolph Lundgren to come after them.
It was at that moment they realized
He was the original Punisher.
they'd messed up.
They don't want the Punisher coming up there.
But yeah, I think that's online. But yeah, I don't know what year it occurred though.
Someone said in the comments earlier that Creed 2 is going to have Dolph Lundgren fight.
Dolph
guess
Lundgren's
Reed.
son.
Oh, his son? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know he had a son. Is he big?
No, Dolph. No, it's Ivan Drago's son.
Oh, okay.
For some
Oh.
Famous vacuum.
because he's fucking.
I'm the perfect human being from Sweden.
This is so cool. Grandpa comes bursting in with those big giant steaks. They'd apparently shot a whole thing with like the Max character in the fireplace, like burning alive, but they cut it out. I guess it didn't look good or something, but yeah.
Too much of a callback to Fright Night.
I might have been. I don't know. I remember them talking about it on the making of on the special edition. I wonder how much the Frog Brothers really charged them for this job. We better get back to the comic book store, start working on that invoice. All right.
Grandpa's like, I'll be right back. I got to roll me one.
Hold on, I'll roll one for everybody. We're gonna need it.
Grandpa seems like the type of guy that's already got some pre-rolls around somewhere.
I'm sure. Yeah.
He's got one behind the ear.
Cry, little Rambo. Do, do, do. Rambo, do you still believe?
Oh yeah, I believe.
What do you believe in?
Oh, at least the it didn't mess up the contents of the refrigerator. Still got his. Is that root beer? Or is that Dr. Pepper? Well, that might have been a Coke.
Like an actual code, not like cocaine code.
Oh, the damn vampires!
Thanks for cluing us in, Gramps.
Exactly.
God,
Why couldn't you tell us this about an hour and a half ago, Dad?
why don't we move?
So it's the murder capital of the world, and there's vampires. Oh God!
No correlation.
I'll take this house. Cool.
When you strange. Bam, 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 bam.
That's how all
Oh,
the surf Nazis get credited. What a payday.
Surf Nazi 1 through 5.
Surf Nazis
Probably
must die.
wanted to.
Oh God, what a movie! What a movie! What a
Nah.
legacy!
Rest in peace, Thorn, the dog.
Get down, baby. What a legacy! 30 years. My goodness. My goodness. Well, guys, let's closing thoughts on The Lost Boys before we call it a night after this 30th anniversary celebration. Mike, closing thoughts on The Lost Boys.
It's everything that's great about the 80s. I mean, it's even though it's not my favorite vampire film, it's a fun watch and it takes me back to those days. Well shot, well acted. It's just a great flick. I was really happy I was able to watch it with you guys for the 30th anniversary, believe it or not. Holy shit.
Oh, I know, man.
I don't know if that makes you feel old, but damn.
What do you say, Stingray?
Man, it's one of those time capsule movies, kind of like what you guys said before. I mean, you feel like you're transplanted right there in Santa Carla,
yeah,
wherever the hell it's supposed to take place, and it's just so great. The clothes, the hairdos, it's all good stuff. I love that period in movies.
Yeah. What do you say, Rambo?
Yeah, great cast, great music, good effects, good movie. It's a film that, even though it's a time capsule, it's still fun to watch today. It's not. I mean, I guess technically you could say dated, but at the same time, it's not in a way. It's just a fun film.
It's
Yeah,
kinda
well, I meant that
dated-
as a positive thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah.
dated in a good way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's still good, regardless.
Yeah,
Still good.
still
What about you,
good.
Orc? What do you think, Orc?
I think a lot of memes, took place around this time. But no, I hadn't actually seen Fright Night or The Lost Boys until like all the YouTube quote unquote movie community started. Like 06, 07, 08. And yeah, I heard people reviewing this film, and then I watched it probably for the first time 9 years ago. I want to say maybe 10, but same with Fright Night. So I like it. It's classic. Yeah, just a big meme that everyone should see at least once in their lives. And everyone should learn to play the saxophone and get ripped. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I've said a lot about the movie. I mean, it certainly brings back memories of, childhood and of course of the 80s, and just, it just brings back so many great memories. And, it's just one of those movies that's just very special to me, very near and dear to my heart. It's probably it and Jaws. It's a coin toss which one I've seen the most, but those are the two movies, like, I've seen them so many times I can just recite every line of dialogue by heart. It's everything that was cool to me as a kid, and even now for the most part, is in this freaking movie. You know what I mean? Especially the Rob Lowe poster. If somebody can find that Rob Lowe poster, please forward me the link. Let's see what's going on in the comment section. Zombie Fun 100 says a Lost Boys TV series is in the works at the CW. That's got to be a joke.
Oh God, I
I
hope
hope
so.
so.
That's got to be a joke. Let's see. First Power. A couple of sellers on eBay have the German bare bones. I'm guessing it's the Fright Night 2 Blu-ray on sale for $17.84 and $20. Let's see what else we got going on. Holiday Styles is watching with us tonight. Haim is wearing a shirt that says "Born to Shop." Oh yeah, he likes to shop. You know what I mean? Dude likes to shop. STE Porter, Night Watch was a good one. I saw Night Watch. I don't really remember a whole lot about it, to be perfectly honest. I remember it was a very visual, very stylish movie. Let's see. We've got a viewer all the way from Dundee, Scotland, who dropped in to say hello, Mr. Greg Stott. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it.
And DJ Donnelly did say that when we remarked about remaking The Lost Boys, that they had already remade it, and it was called Twilight. It's funny, and I have made jokes about how The Lost Boys were the first sparkly vampires, but they were glampires. Not necessarily. The blood sparkled. They didn't sparkle. There's a difference there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily say that it gave birth to Twilight, but that is a funny line.
Yeah, I don't. The Lost Boys are. I mean, the Lost Boys are vampires. The Twilight are. I don't know what they are. They're not vampires.
Emo kids.
Yeah, they're like little. They'd rather cut themselves than a victim.
Suck dick instead of suck blood.
There you go.
Never right.
One way to put it.
Oh
Yeah.
goodness.
Good sound blunt.
Yes, we've had a pretty lively chat tonight. We got a couple of people throwing some love Orc's way for being here.
Deuces, son.
And he's been standing the whole time. That's dedication.
That is dedication.
Yeah.
Orc has been standing for like 2 hours. So
I dare you guys to stand up and watch a movie without sitting down. That's a pain in the
Ooh,
ass.
it's difficult. It's difficult.
Yeah. There you go. So that is dedication.
Definitely
that is
appreciate the
dedication.
effort, sir.
So when you see that there's other people who didn't come to the show,
Ooh.
just look at Orc. He
Ooh.
stood there for 2 hours.
We're
More
not,
than
yeah,
2
and dealt with shitty Chrome Flash
That
isn't
is-
plugged in correctly. You need to update the system firmware 5.06. Fuck you. Fuck Google. I hate Google so much.
There's
Yeah. I wish other people could have made it. I'm not going to name any names.
Chris Wynn says R.I.P. Corey Haim. Yeah, definitely R.I.P. Corey Haim. R.I.P. Brooke McCarter. Edward Harriman as well.
R.I.P. the dog.
The dog, of course.
Probably
yes.
both of them, yes.
Probably both of them have passed on at this point.
yeah.
David has the same do as in Stand By Me. I think actually that's how Joe Schumacher saw him and was like, "That's my David." Was from Stand By Me. No kidding. That's how he saw him in Stand By Me and was like, "That's my David." So, but Holy Bat Gamer says hello. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. Let's go ahead and just call it a show. Yeah, the Lost Boys, man, 30 years. Goodness gracious. Wow. But I just want to give a big thanks to everybody who tuned in tonight and celebrated the 30th anniversary of the Lost Boys with us. We appreciate it. Thanks for all the comments. And yeah, thanks to all you guys who joined me tonight, Mike, Oric, Stingray, Rambo. And yeah, all those people, we had a couple of people ask about, when's the next season going to start? And, it's up to Oric, really. Oric is saying that Oric is like, look, he's the star of the show. It all hinges on him. So
Yep.
he's holding us over for money. He says that if we do not get, well, how much was it, Oric? 10,000?
No, 15. Please don't lowball me,
Okay.
piece of shit.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's Orc's demand.
And live on air, I'm gonna admit Piz owes me $1,000. Yep.
Well, that's
Yep.
low. That's a low blow. Low blow.
Yep.
Low blow.
Yep.
Orc's holding us over for money. So
And that's because you stole all of my NES classics. You fucking piece of shit.
okay.
30
Actually,
of those
Orc, the
things.
last time I checked the books, man, I think you actually you need to pay back some of your expenses.
What?
We've got to talk about your per diem, Orc.
He is the chief financial officer. He would know.
He
We're
would
gonna have
know
to take away that company credit card, or
that. Yeah,
I've been reviewing the financials. It's just not working out, buddy.
yeah.
What the fuck, man? But you said I could do anything with American
I
Express.
mean, like, how much Coke Zero can a human drink? I mean, really, man. Like,
Yeah, I mean, how many times can you rent on Voodoo Graven Counters? I mean, really, or come on.
And a rubber sex doll is not a business expense.
That is
How many times do we have to tell
Well,
you?
I can answer that question, Piz, until you're overdrawn. And then you
Until
can still rent Craven Counters.
okay.
There you go.
Awful.
Such a
Awful.
classic. Don't watch Craven Counters 2, though. It's fucking terrible. Terrible movie.
Charlie Chalk says, "What's up, guys? Just wanted to say hi. Good to see you guys back." Thanks,
Now, if you
man.
had a rubber sex doll of the saxophone player from this movie, maybe we would have counted it.
There you
You
go.
gotta get creative.
Hey, those things are expensive, though. Jay knows a lot about those. He has a lot of those in his house.
what are we talking about?
I don't. Who knows? Who knows at this point? Who knows?
I don't know. Rolling Rock beer or something. I don't know. Something.
But, season. God, this will be season 6, won't it? Is it it'll be season 6, won't it? Yeah. Geez, Pete. Season 6 of the Sausage Factory will be returning in the fall. And just keep your eyes peeled to all things Sausage Factory on social media, our Facebook page, our Twitter. All those links are in the description. We've each got individual Twitter and Facebook accounts. Make sure you like and follow us on our respective social media platforms as well to be noted to be kept abreast of all Sausage Factory related news and updates. So, but we will be returning relatively soon because I mean, my God, it's already August. It feels like it should just be like late June. And we definitely intended to do more kind of shows like this during the summer, but the summer's just flown by. So I mean,
Yeah.
I think we talked about doing like a summer movies show. We talked about doing like a couple of different commentaries, but I mean, the summer's just It's like, we sneezed and it went from.
That's okay. Fuck the summer. Bring on the fall weather. That's what I'm ready for. I don't want snow yet. Just give me the nice cool weather. The leaves, Halloween themes all around my house.
There you go. There you go. Well, you guys have a great rest of the summer. Again, keep your eyes peeled on all of the Sausage Factory social media accounts and all of our personal social media accounts. We'll be updating you guys when that time arrives. So, thanks again for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Happy birthday, the Lost Boys.
Yes.
Here's to 30 more years of the Lost Boys. You guys have a great one. We'll see you soon. Peace.
Later.
Thanks.
Thank you.